a little bit of fundraising, a little bit of metrics. Intentions for the call is to stay in the loop. And I'm sorry, I'm a bit distracted right now because I'm trying to get a car for my mom to go to a doctor's appointment. But if I'm not mistaken, maybe Mo, are you missing still?
Mo already went, but we can hear from Franco.
Yeah, I think I'm the last one. Or no, but yeah. I'm feeling a little bit stressed. I have a lot of people in the house right now, and my focus this week is gonna be hosting this 8th gathering event that it's happening. We have like 20 people right now, and we have like 30 people for Wednesday. So yeah, I'm working on finishing the period for the praise system, the first period. And yeah, intention is just to catch up in the call, and I'll pass it to Carlos.
Carlos?
Hey guys, happy Monday, feeling great. I had vacations last week, so I have energy. I'm here to sync up with everyone and see what votes are. Yeah, catch up, basically. Let's see who's missing. Whoa, this is hard.
I think we got everybody. Did Griff go? Oh, Griff went. We got Lauren. Okay, I think we managed to get through everybody, but speak up if I missed you. Great. Let's. The first one I added was this issue for a Giveth analytics dashboard. This is just something I noticed. It seemed like there was many people converging on this idea of having our analytics available everywhere. It came from the financial accounting, it came from the deep DAO stuff, it came from the fundraising angle, and so it seemed like everybody was converging on some sort of need to have, and Giveth info, of course. So this turned into sort of a monster issue. I added it to the roadmap since that's kind of how we should be planning things. But this seems like something that there's a lot of appetite for from many different angles. So I'm wondering what priority we should give to this, if any. And if we were to make a Giveth analytics dashboard, what kind of information is missing from this epic that I created? Or does anyone have any strong opinions about this whole Giveth analytics topic?
I think it'll be. I think you made a great list. I think it'll also be about prioritizing these things. You know, I hope that our donation data can be prioritized as it's and our token like Goon dashboard style token stuff can be prioritized. Like how much Give is staked in Give Power. And there's things like that would be really nice to have a dashboard for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Carlos.
I also like to point out we should define what is the source of the information because the dashboard I made with Ramin is using the impact graph. Giveth.info is using, I don't know where they are getting the information. I think the subgraph or some other endpoints. Kotabe talked to me that he's checking segment. Let me get the name really quickly. What's the service? Amplitude. He's getting the info from Amplitude, and it's not that precise. So we should define which is the right source or sources we're gonna use, because I feel like everyone's getting it from somewhere else and not being precise.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Mike.
I think it needs a product manager, and for every need, the sources are important. For example, we all know that for the donation, because we have process for verifying and etc., the impact graph is important. For the project, the impact graph is important. These side businesses for calculation of the gift bags and these purple list of things, these are not in the impact graph. So that another source is important. Sometimes for for staking, unstaking, and some specific needs, the historical data that we don't have from the network, subgraph is important. So I think somebody should gather all these requirements, define that product, and let it go.
Right. Yes, it needs a product manager, and we need to figure out if this is a priority, right? Because we decided a while ago that we can't just ram these features into a roadmap, and there needs to be some sort of process. And so it's like deciding a priority, and then where does this lie within our limited resources?
I think that all resources is good. I think that we can make it. If you can vote it on the token lock, because the use cases are clear, at least more clear than the current things that we already have. For example, for the multi-level accounts, we have lots of complexity. And I think it's a thing that we can deliver step by step. I try to prioritize it on my side, for example, because of sometimes needs some very urgent information. I try to at least make it up by some simple request from the Carlos and Ramin. I'm not talking about the prioritization of the whole epic for the items of this epic. Sorry, I'm talking about.
Right. And I kind of took the initiative on this of putting everything into an epic, but I think what I heard was basically Griff's point is we needed donation data for the fundraising stuff, which I think Ramin and Carlos built pretty swiftly. And the important thing is that Dune is migrating to V2. And so, first of all, the Give Economy dashboard is out of date. And second, it's going to stop working in a few weeks when Dune migrates all their queries to a new version. So I think he hit the nail on the head in that those probably should be our priorities. And then maybe a singular dashboard is like the next version of this once we have the immediate needs met and when we figure out how important this issue or this feature is relative to everything else that's going on.
Sorry, it's not. For example, has a requirement that we just have the number of the projects based on the categories, but some project has more than one categories, and it getting multiplied. And her question was that let's just make each project the most important tag or the most important subcategory or the category for a specific project, then we can recalculate it. This requirement is not related to the data. It's totally new thing. We have to talk with all the projects and I'm just telling this to show to you guys that these requirements are not specifically related to the data. It might need some attention based on the requirements of the stakeholder.
Okay. Well, I want to leave this in the epic here, and I would like to follow up with this. At least it's up on token log right now. I moved it to the roadmap repo, so it's there. We can figure out how we want to prioritize this. I'd love to get side thing is I'd love to get token log fixed if we can get a hold of VTOR, because right now it's broken. So yeah, at least everyone's aware of it. It's turned into kind of a monster, but it seems like there's a big appetite, and we should figure out what information we want and how to prioritize this in a way that can get everyone's immediate needs met, and then go forward with there when we have the right resources and the right understanding of its priority. And I wish Yas was here, but she's not. Cool. Next thing I want to talk about here is a little message from Heather. She messaged me. She wasn't able to join for a doctor's appointment, but work down next step. Heather is meeting with Dom tomorrow to write a DAO partnership proposal, and hopefully it can be in the forum by the end of next week. Or this week, sorry, this week. Cool. Going into the stuff in our DAOs, checking as of last night / this morning, there is nothing in the multi-sigs to sign. Snapshot is closed and it looks to be working properly. And in the Give Garden, we've got this sweet Give Power video up there that's set to pass in a couple days. Is there anything worth mentioning here, Lauren?
Just that it's a publicity video for Give Power, and we'll be using a lot of the design elements that we did for the Give Economy video. So we hopefully can get something similar to that one out within a couple of weeks if I get my ass together and make a script, which I'm working on. And I'm really open to any like feedback on the script. So if you're interested in how that looks, just send me a DM and I'll get your input on it.
Wonderful, thank you. And as you can see, that's set to pass in a little over 3 days. But it can pass faster if you use your wrapped gig tokens to vote on it. So go ahead and jump in there. In our Give DAO, everything is all good. I don't think there's anything pending votes in there. And I think that's it. And we can move on to the forum. So there's this one here that Alma mentioned from our check-in. This is the Giveth podcast hosted by Griff. And maybe you want to give us a rundown, Almond?
Just putting together some pieces of different working groups. We were thinking of having a podcast from the community working group, and then talking with Lauren. She mentioned that at some point of this year, Griff wanted to make a podcast. Just trying to join efforts, and I talked to Griff, and we just discussed this idea that would be super cool to have a podcast hosted by Griff and branded by Giveth, with multiple objectives, trying to bring more eyes and more attention to the efforts happening at Giveth, and also having this way to give a voice to different things that are happening in the DAO. We just brainstormed multiple ways that we could have this podcast. And yeah, I've been reading some comments. I'm super happy that this is something that apparently a lot of people is supporting and is interested of having or hearing. So we just brainstormed 3 ideas. One about interviewing some projects, another one of interview more like some technical and profiles, and the other one more casual. So yeah, I don't know if Griff want to add something, maybe.
No, other than I'm excited to do it. I think we should also consider maybe seeing if this can be part of the Bankless season crew, or doing at least some outreach to other podcast networks, so that when we pick a direction, at least, like I think we can be more strategic than just trying to launch it on our own. But I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on the format and which direction we should go with it.
I remember talking to Almond last week, and she brought up a good point of like not wanting to copy other formats out there, like Green Pill. So I'm wondering, like, looking at these, I think idea 3 is great, and it like leverages Griff's wide variety of unique experiences, and we can tell some pretty great stories on the podcast. Any other questions or comments around the Giveth podcast hosted by Griff?
I just think that your point, like idea 3, is the one that I've seen that is getting more traction. If you don't know, idea 3 is more of like having Griff's conversation in a more like human and friendly way, more like intimate. I think that that's the one that is having like more support. So yeah, maybe a combination between like some technical profiles, but like in a friendly way. I think that's the format that's winning until now.
Are you just going to go with your gut on picking the format, or do you want us to signal somewhere?
Well, at first, I just wanted to signal what the community thought about just having a podcast, and apparently, this is something that everyone is supporting. So I think, yeah, maybe the way of moving forward would be of creating a poll around like formats. So I can do that right after this poll.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks, Almond, and thanks, Griff. And the other thing I had in here was just the Give Power launch video, which I think Lauren talked about briefly. Is there anything else anyone wanted to comment, or if they had questions around it?
I have another thing that's not on the agenda that I didn't mention. Sorry.
Okay, well, if there's nothing on the Give Power video, then show us what you got, Lauren.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that just to close out the whole like Give Farm exploit thing, that we sent all of the rewards, the cult and give rewards that were lost by farmers who were farming back to those farmers. And we calculated basically like how much people lost based on how much they were farming at the block before the exploit. So I just sent the Twitter link in the chat here, which kind of explains it. And I'm going to leave a comment as well on the ending the Give Farms forum post. And also just to like mention the rest of the cleanup factors, we reimbursed cult for any cult that they lost from the farm from our region Farm B. And we are also relaunching the cult ETH region farm, and it will kind of like run to the end of its rewards duration. It'll actually just be 2 more weeks that it will run for. But yeah, I just thought it useful to mention to everybody here, kind of like the way that we cleaned up the Give Farm exploit, and it like everything is kind of just almost all the ducks are back in a row right now with reimbursing farmers, reimbursing cult, and relaunching the cult ETH farm. And that was basically just everything that was affected in the hack. So yeah, praise and support to everybody who is helping to support us on that. And I'm going to leave a comment explaining this as well in the ending the mainnet Give Farms forum post. And that forum post is linked from our Give Farm. So if you were like if you're like looking at the old Give Farms which are exploited, it's like, oh, check this forum post for details, and it'll go back over there. So yeah, in case anybody's asking for support on this, so everybody's filled in on the story. That's all.
Great. I remember from the check-in, was there something you wanted to say, Griff, about ending the give drop?
Yeah, that's right. Do we have? I feel because I remember we were in the car. 'Cause Mitch is back in Costa Rica. Oh, great! And we were talking about something to come up in this call. I can't remember if it was the. Did we get a snapshot vote for this? And then there's also the ending people's streams, which is an interesting topic. Sorry, go ahead, Lauren. What were you going to say?
I'll put the snapshot up like now. I'm going to do it now. I was waiting for advice process, which I think ended on like Friday or Saturday was 5 days. So I'll put a snapshot up and then I can tweet about it and get people to engage in that vote.
Great, cool. It seemed pretty unanimous on the forum, so, I mean, cool, let's get it up there.
So then maybe just a quick side one from what Lauren mentioned maybe a month or two ago. Is there any interest in also ending streams for people who are not good stewards of the Give economy and just like dumping their tokens? Does that interest anybody? Is there opposition on that front? I mean, selling a little bit here or there, but there's like, I think we would, if that project carried on, it would be like, we look at the addresses that are claiming and only selling everything, and then we might flag them and review it.
I'm not sure. I remember when Optimism did their airdrop, there was a similar discussion. You are a bit active there, Griff. Do you know how they, how that discussion develops?
Yeah, so they're saying like if there's a second airdrop that they should like the people that just dumped, they should make sure that they scrub those lists from the second airdrop. And so from our side, it's this is what they were saying, right? And then from our side, it's one of these things where it's like, well, we have this stream. So it's like our airdrop is just this continuous 5-year thing. So do we want to consider punishing people who are just dumping and not participating? It's almost a similar thing because they're talking about a second airdrop. We're talking about our the next 4 years of our airdrop.
Yeah. Thanks.
If they did anything else, then we would probably take them off the cut list. Like if they had other streams from other things, they would definitely not lose their give drop.
I'm only worried about what would be the requirements of being like blacklisted or okay, you are not able to keep receiving the stream or whatever, because it can get hard to choose which people are able to or choose BM or stream.
I think like the bare minimum, it's like people who never participated and just sell, because then it's like a really weird line of like, maybe they were just sitting in the Give Garden and they've just been selling that, but they participated by just wrapping their give. They're doing is selling it.
Yeah, I think we need to spec this out clearly in the forum post, and then we can kind of like have everybody's considerations go together and have like a final. This is our requirements list, but yeah, I agree with the idea that like we would look at the bare minimum and be like, oh, did they get a give drop and then just sell their give tokens all the time? No, they don't get a give stream, but if they were doing anything else, then it would be different. But I think what this needs is I mean, it was an idea that I was kind of planning to own, but I just don't have the bandwidth to like do a good job of it right now. So if somebody feels really passionate about this and wants to take leadership on making that forum post, you may do so.
I guess PJ Rush isn't here, but like this is going to be complicated to get all the on-chain data, and it seems like True Blocks would be something that would like, But anyway, this proposal needs a champion. Are you that champion?
I offer myself as a champion on the previous Give Economy call. I think I might need some help if I'm going to champion it, because I don't know all the implications, so I can just ask around. And yeah, I mean, I can start the discussion going. Continue the discussion going on the forum.
I can definitely support you, Kotabe.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah. And Claire, if I understood, you're harassing TJ Rush for True Blocks, so that would be useful too.
Yeah, I am. I will talk to Kotabe and see what we can do.
Okay. You heard it all 25 of you. Kotabe is championing this. Okay. Great. All right, well then, that's the bottom of what I got. Does anybody else have any last minute topics? No? Okay. I wanted to mention something. Oh yeah, the Give Garden loan is going to be a transfer based on the results of the poll. And I can't find it here. There it is. So yeah, there's pretty strong support for 25 million Give and just making it a straight up transfer. And so I'm going to wait for this Give Power animated video thing to pass before setting that up. I have the script all ready for it. Sam looked at it. Kai and Moshe Hobb hopefully are going to look at it as well, and we'll be doing it through EVM CRISPR. And then...
And conviction voting?
Downvoting.
Yeah, so then it doesn't matter. You don't have to wait for Lauren, because
it's going to take a huge sum out of the common pool, so it might wreck.
That's true.
It might do something spooky, so better just to wait for let it to pass and then make the changes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to pass in 2 days or faster if more people vote on it, so we can just make it happen. Yeah. Great. So that's just a small update there that'll be going through hopefully this week. And that's it. PSAs, buddy reviews. I know I got to do a buddy review with my new buddy, Lauren. We got to have a call. And yeah, take some time to fill out the self-review form, give yourself feedback, give feedback to Giveth. Contributor feedback form, you can do this at any point in time, giving feedback to any Giveth contributor. And make sure you schedule your buddy calls every 3 months and let Nico know what's going on. And if you have too many buddies, I can take one more buddy, okay? So if you feel like you're stressed out by having too many buddies, I could take one from someone there. Great. All right, well, that's it. Take back your 18 minutes and enjoy your day.
I'm about to I'm going to post the snapshot for the ending the Give drop thing right now. Put it in the Gov channel.
Okay, everyone. We'll do this again. Same time next week. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.